What's going on, Vikings fans? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we're going to discuss the blockbuster NFL trade that went down earlier today where the Pittsburgh Steelers acquired Jalen Ramsey. So he won't be a Minnesota Viking. What does this mean for the secondary heading into the season? We'll discuss that. And then also, the Dolphins included Jonnu Smith in this deal to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we are getting reports that they're going to try to trade for a tight end. So should the Vikes accept calls on TJ Hockenson? We'll break it all down on today's show. But before we do so, if you guys could, hit that subscribe button today. We are just 75 subs away from 57,500 subscribers. So if you guys aren't yet subscribed to the channel, we're going to keep you guys posted on your Minnesota Vikings. Even during the dog days of the NFL calendar, we got a video for you guys every single day. So hit that subscribe button and help us reach 57,500 subs. So the massive deal that went down in the NFL today was the Pittsburgh Steelers sending Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 fifth-round pick, and they acquired Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 seventh-round pick. Now, we heard that the Steelers were very interested in a guy like Jalen Ramsey, but we did not know that a player like Minkah Fitzpatrick could be out the door. So how does this impact the Minnesota Vikings? I think it means this. The Vikings clearly believe in their cornerback room heading into the season. Now, does that mean that they won't go out and maybe sign Stephon Gilmore, Rasul Douglas, or Asante Samuel? No, but clearly they were not going big fish hunting here with a guy like Jalen Ramsey. Now, we heard a trade was very unlikely in the first place, but I also do think the Vikings not even entertaining this or even getting an offer out there clearly means that they have some faith in this cornerback room heading into the season. And you got Isaiah Rodgers, Mekhi Blackmon right next to Byron Murphy. Now, Byron Murphy will obviously be the do-it-all corner, play outside, hop in the slot, can pretty much play every position of the secondary. Coming off a very good year in 2024, got that massive contract extension. So, Vikes are probably hoping he can maintain that spot of being a top 10 cornerback in the NFL. But you got some good depth there, even like a guy like Jeff Okudah. Maybe you get something out of him. But the one guy I think the Vikings are clearly telling us they have faith in is Isaiah Rodgers, and he's going to be the X factor for this football team. Now, he also posted this photo of him rocking an all-black helmet, maybe some all-black uniforms that come to the Vikes. But, I definitely think the Vikings are looking at this guy saying, hey, he was pretty good in limited action with the Philadelphia Eagles, graded out very well according to PFF. If we can just up his snaps and he can maintain that same production, like he should be one of the better cornerback twos in the league. So he's going to be a massive X factor. And plus, Flores was pounding the table for the Vikings to sign him. I don't know nearly as much about playing cornerback in the NFL as Brian Flores. So I'll kind of just take his word for that. If Flo believes, I believe. But you also got two UDFAs. I'm sure the Vikings are hoping that at least one of those guys steps up and plays serious rotational minutes this upcoming season. Now, you got Zamia Vaughn from this past UDFA class, 6'3" corner from Utah. Was pretty damn good during rookie minicamp, and then also OTAs. He had a couple of interceptions, had some big-time pass breakups on Jordan Addison, so that's great news. But then also Dwight McGlothern. He looked very good last offseason, looked pretty damn good during the preseason. If you guys also remember when the Vikings were having joint practices with the Cleveland Browns last year, I remember that Jordan Addison injury scare kind of took over all the headlines. But McGlothern was having an unreal stretch. So maybe he'll end up making the team, getting some solid snaps this season for the Vikes. But you also got a guy like Mekhi Blackmon. Now, do I love that the Vikings necessarily have Byron Murphy, Isaiah Rodgers, and then a bunch of question marks behind that? No, but still, when Mekhi Blackmon played during his rookie year in the NFL, he was pretty good. We were expecting him to maybe have a breakout season this past year, but obviously he tore his ACL. But he was a full go at minicamp and OTA. So I'm expecting him to have a massive year, and plus him just being the cornerback 3, it's not like he's got a ton of pressure on him. Like, we're expecting him to be the cornerback 2, cornerback 1, so he'll have more of a condensed role. So, just pretty much out of Vaughn, Okudah, McGlothern, Blackmon, just have one or two of those guys step up, and I think this cornerback room will be just fine. But I'll ask you guys this. Maybe you're upset that the Vikes didn't trade for Jalen Ramsey. Let me know your thoughts down below. But what is your confidence level in the Vikings cornerback room? Scale it for me down below in the comments section. 1 through 100. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Now we'll talk about a potential TJ Hockenson trade to the Miami Dolphins here in a sec. But I got to tell you guys about a new product we have here at Vikings Now, and that is Factor Form. Now, most of us dread drinking greens in the morning. But I tried Factor Form, and it completely changed my mind on how I view green supplements. And I swore I was never going to try them ever again, but Factor Form completely changed my life. And most of us dread drinking greens, but Factor Form changed the game. You actually crave your greens. As a sister brand to Factor Meals, Factor Form was designed to work hand in hand with your meals, making better nutrition effortless. Daily Greens is a greens powder by Factor Form you look forward to drinking. This one scoop delivers 100% of your daily nutrients, filling nutrient gaps, supporting whole body health, and helping you feel your best. With a refreshing, citrusy, clean, and smooth taste that's actually enjoyable to drink, mix a single serve pack in water, and you're good to go. Now, Daily Greens by Factor Form is made from real vegetables, packed with a whole serving of kale and spinach without tasting like it. And my favorite part, in a blind taste test, Daily Greens ranked number 1 in taste, texture, and aroma, beating out the biggest names in the industry. So if you guys want to start your day right, do so with Daily Greens by Factor Form at factor75.com/VikingsChat, and we'll hook you guys up with 40% off. That's 40% off plus free shipping on your first order. Just head over to factor75.com/VikingsChat. That's factor75.com/VikingsChat for 40% off plus free shipping. Hit that link down below in the comment section and description of today's show, factor75.com/VikingsChat. All right, so after that massive trade broke this morning, Tom Pelissero had this tweet following that saying the Dolphins are now in conversations with multiple teams about acquiring a tight end after sending Jonnu Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Per sources, a wild start to the holiday week could get wilder. Now, the Dolphins tight end room, one of the worst in the National Football League right now, if not the worst. So maybe they could have some interest in a guy like TJ Hockenson. Now, I think we just got to attack this from the Viking side of things because I think for sure the Dolphins will have some interest. Obviously, he's got a bigger contract, but, should the Vikes consider trading Hockenson? Because you are in a Super Bowl window. You view this year as a year you could go contend to win it all. But also that contract, it's a doozy. I mean, he's on the books for $16.65 million this year. That gets up to $21 million the following year, and then $23 million in 2027. Even if TJ Hockenson bounces back and has, a 1,200-yard season for the Vikes, is he worth $23 million per year in 26 and 27? I have a question on that. And Hawk this past season, yes, he was coming back from that torn ACL. But we really saw him struggle for the first time wearing the purple and gold. I felt like the 50-50 balls, that normally always went 87's way, didn't this past season. And he didn't find the end zone at all during the regular season. Obviously, he had that garbage time touchdown versus the Rams in the playoff game. But still, even back in 2023, when he played 15 games, he only, eclipsed 960 yards. He is just a solid tight end. He's a top 10 tight end in the league. I'm not trying to discredit what Hawk has done, but is he a top 5 tight end? He's getting paid so some pros of trading Hawk. You got to get off his contract. And getting off that contract would just allow the Vikings a ton of flexibility because we have not been a good drafting team over the last couple of years. I still think the Vikes will try to remain active in free agency over the next couple of seasons, but with them really up against the books here and with Hawk making as much money as he does, it would just be tough to do so. And they'll also open up more money for Jordan Addison. He's going to get $30 million per year. That's just what it is. That's a going rate for a high-end wide receiver, too. I mean, we just saw T. Higgins get 28 this past season. I'm sure next season, knowing that Addison should have a successful year, he'll probably get $30 million. And plus Hawk, he's got an injury history. And you could also get some draft capital, maybe a 4th, 5th-round pick. But if I want to take the other side of it, the negatives and the cons of trading Hockenson, you're getting rid of J.J. McCarthy's security blanket. We saw McCarthy, especially at Michigan, that connection he had with a guy like Colston Loveland on those 3rd and long situations. You just need a tight end to win a one-on-one matchup. Loveland was that, and Hockenson could potentially be that for McCarthy. And also Hawk, yes, last year wasn't good, but if I want to take the other side of it, he was coming off a torn ACL. He could not rehab, or he was not able to work on his game that entire summer. He was just rehabbing that knee. So could this be a possible bounce back here? And you would also be breaking up the elite tight end duo. I love Josh Oliver. I don't know how I would feel about him being the true lone tight end one in this system. But when you have Oliver being the best blocking tight end in the league, you got Hockenson being one of the best weapons at the tight end spot. I love that combination for the Vikings offense. And this would open up a potential need for a tight end. But also, you could draft one. These guys have been coming out the last couple of years and hitting at an all-time rate. Laporta, Kraft, just in our own division. Even a guy like Cole Kmet for the Chicago Bears a couple years ago, he ended up being just a serviceable tight end. Brock Bowers this past year, and even this past NFL draft, Loveland, Warren, Mason Taylor. There are a ton of good tight ends coming out of college nowadays. So I'm in between. I'm mixed on it. If the Vikings, if I get a notification, we're trading Hawk for a 4th-round pick, I don't really know if I would be that upset, but maybe you guys disagree with me. Should the Vikings trade TJ Hockenson? Give me a T for trade. Give me a P for pass. What say you? Let me know your thoughts down below, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, SKOL Vikes.